Hello, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Gym Card Collectibles. Hope you're having a great week so far. Gotta put this show on, even though it's probably one of the least popular card shows online, but I still keep treading forward. Anyway, today I want to talk about something that I know that like no other card show on YouTube really talks about. I'm sure they get a lot more views than my show. But that's the fact that, ever since the Marvel Comics, Marvel brand licensing has been taken over, by Topps, after Disney made an agreement with Topps. If you're into those Marvel cards, and I just went over, the releases for this month, the next month. I don't see any Marvel card releases coming up in the future for, quite a while. Maybe, something slipped through and I missed it, but I don't understand why Disney would do its licensing with Topps other than, I get it. Topps has a lot of money. But then again, why do your licensing with a brand that really isn't doing anything for your product? Like, making Marvel cards, for instance. It doesn't make any sense to move that licensing from Upper Deck to Topps at this point with the very, very few limited releases that Topps has put out. What, Genesis and X-Men 97? And really, those are just screen grab type products. It's not like they're hiring artists or having artists do much work for them. So it's really sad, that everyone wants to worship these big wealthy corporations, and it's just like, yeah, Topps, you have a big name, but come on, I don't really see any reason why they should even have the licensing at this point. They're not doing anything with it. Why not give it to a company that's more hungry, to work with it, like, say, Upper Deck? And I know that's probably going to piss a lot of people off, time to thumbs down or quit watching my program if they even watch it. But let's face it. I mean, you can bow down to Topps. You can worship Topps like a lot of people do, I feel like, because they're a big multi-dollar corporation, and we know how Americans are. Most Americans feel like if you're a millionaire or billionaire, you must be a hard worker. But more often than not, you're just some rich guy moving money around. They're not hard workers. The hard workers are, the people that actually do the work. Anyway, that's where I take issue with Topps getting the licensing for Marvel. Is it just seems like they got the licensing and then what, snuffed it out? I mean, let's just put that out there. It's just like, what, they don't want any competition or someone else making a little bit of money off of a product, so they just won't do anything at all with it? It just doesn't make any sense, So when you look at, Michael Rubin and how he makes himself to be, like the best person in the entire world, especially for sporting goods, memorabilia. Boy, he sure has dropped the ball when it comes to Marvel products. I mean, it's like we threw him the ball and the man dropped the ball like beyond dropping the ball. It's just, you have failed, Michael Rubin. And maybe, all your rich, boys that follow you believe you're awesome. I'm not buying into it. Here we are at the Instagram Fanatics Live show. It's time to, we got some big celebrities, Rhea Ripley, Emma Roberts, they never move that. We got the joy of card collecting, unless you're into Marvel cards, where you're getting a big goose egg every month for releases from the big name Topps. I just don't even know what to say at this point. I guess if you like Marvel stuff, maybe go to Instagram and type in Marvel Comics, and you can pull up some stuff, and we can check some stuff out, because Topps isn't doing a damn thing. Topps Fanatics, I haven't even seen them ripping anything on Topps Fanatics live platform anymore. It's just like, yeah, they did their part. They did 2 sets. They're done. They're done for the year 2025. They did a few screen grabs. They charged big prices. They did some 1-of-1s. Wow, how amazing is that? But let's face it, Marvel Comics has a lot of products, that they could work with. I just don't understand why they're not doing it. The Upper Deck products were awesome for Marvel cards. I still see, a few of those boxes at Walmart, annual, whatever, I mean, I guess that's the way to go, is just, if you're into Marvel cards, keep buying those old Upper Deck cards, because, Michael Rubin and Topps, they just, let's face it, they're kind of the neglectful parents here, they don't really care about you. Don't pretend they do. So I don't know what to say. I mean, we can have these big, rich, wealthy acolytes come out and, or the sports stars come out and say how great Topps is, because they're getting paid big money, whatever, But when you're on this end, it just, where I live in Montana, the government is continually, making citizens pay for like corporate taxes. There's like a big corporation, and so what does the Montana government do? Well, they make the citizens pay the big wealthy, corporate businesses taxes. They're constantly doing it. And then I just read an article today in Montana where Air Force people want free swimming, in their facilities. But like all the citizens have to pay for it, It's just, there's just this big, if you're in government, they're like lords up here in Montana, everything for free, everything free for multi-billion-dollar corporations. And if you're a citizen, you could basically be thrown into, well, you're a peasant. You have to pay for all these rich people's stuff, so they can be rich. It's really a joke. But what gets me is the corporate world isn't much different, It's just everyone wants to, bend the knee to Topps and say they're so great, but let's face it, when it comes to, a lot of these licenses that they have picked up, it just feels like they are neglectful and that they don't care. And you go, why would Disney go with a big corporation? Well, Disney's a big corporation too, so maybe that's what it is. Gotta sleep together in the same bed, But man, if you're like a Marvel Comics card fan, if you're into, Marvel cards, it's hard to look at this and go, man, this is just awesome stuff, because it really isn't. It's just a bunch of screen grabs. I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Rubin's doing the screen grabs and sending stuff to the publisher. It's that easy to do. It's like, oh, we got another card today, so Michael Rubin comes in, does a screen grab, puts it up on his layout thing, sends it off to the printer. Job done. Total joke. But it is what it is, So that's what I don't understand about all this, is why? Why go with the neglectful parent? Why go with the company that doesn't care about your product, other than you want to play footsie with a big, billion-dollar company? Because clearly, when you look at, like, this is Topps now, I'm just looking for anything, So you have the 2025 Topps Disney Genesis. You can chase down, a few characters, from Marvel. You have the Topps X-Men 97 release, which, if you're serious, that's the best one to go with. If you're looking for anything else the Topps, well, I recommend going to Topps now. And what do you have? Well, I've been watching this, Daredevil Born Again show on Disney Plus. It's awesome. I enjoy it. I like, Daredevil, Kingpin. I mean, they could do more for this show than just doing a screen grab of, the titles, poster. Or else, how about this Marvel Topps Now Captain America Brave New World? And they want $16 for this. Garbage. screen grab garbage that anyone could do. I could do it for him. Hey, Topps, will you pay me $1 million to do screen grabs and you can publish them? Why not, man? But there's definitely a lot of neglect from Topps when it comes to Marvel products. You can't deny it. And then you begin to wonder why. Why did Disney do this to their fans, especially of Marvel? And I just think it just reeks of Disney doesn't care about their fans of Marvel comics, especially cards. Topps doesn't care about the fans of Marvel comics cards. They probably just, you go to a Topps convention, where's all the Marvel stuff? They would probably laugh you out, man. All the breaking companies that they're linked in with. The nerds here, get them out, You're like Napoleon Dynamite. You show up at the Topps thing. I don't know what to say. Other than, I guess this is what the public wants, is just to sit there and, oh, you're into Marvel cards? Well, here at Topps, we recommend X-Men 97. Finest, Topps X-Men 97 finest hobby boxes. Or 2025 Topps Disney Genesis. That's it. Or if you go to Topps now, I mean, that's the worst of the worst for screen grabs. I mean, that's the laziest of the laziest. They want all sorts of money. And that's what I don't understand is they're as lazy as can be with their product. They just do screen grabs, put it on the stuff. I mean, anyone can do that. And then we have the licensing, so let's ask a lot of money out the gate, people. So I guess I'm just not impressed with Topps anymore. I see everyone wanting to bend the knee to Topps like there's some great corporation. And there's some cards I like, that they've put out. A lot of it's unlicensed anymore. A lot of it's just trash. The Topps Now stuff, man, I look at some of that and just like, man, a lot of that is just hot garbage with a big price tag on it. It really feels like it. It's like they're not even trying anymore at Topps, And I think it's because they've gotten too big. When the Titan gets too big, they don't care. And it clearly shows, like Genesis. I mean, they're asking so much for these Genesis boxes. I wouldn't give them $10. Well, I would give them $10. There you go. Maybe, $50. That's about right for what they're shilling out. Oh no, Topps did some screen grabs. They want primo dollars, man. Why? Because they're Topps, man. We got to pay for their lifestyle. You got to pay for Michael Rubin's white parties. You got to pay for, the Topps lifestyle. we're just the. It's like we're all living in Montana now under the Topps regime. Here in Montana, we have like Greg Gianforte. He's our governor. He's like this billionaire, He doesn't want to pay for anything for himself. He just gave himself and the government more raises, Why? Because that's the way it works, But they don't really do much for the Montana citizens. They just make life tougher, Everything is free if you're linked to the government. If you're linked to some wealthy corporation, all the poor peasants of Montana will pay your taxes, And it feels the same with Topps, doesn't it? Well, all the poor peasants who collect cards are paying for Topps, so they can live this awesome lifestyle, their $1 trillion lifestyle, White Lotus. they have to go to every White Lotus, resort possible. I don't know. But overall, if you're into Marvel Comics cards, you have to feel it ever since Topps has taken over. I mean, I'm asking myself, why? Why give any, non-sports licensing to Topps at all? I mean, they just don't give a damn. They don't care about anybody but themselves. I mean, it's like selfishness on steroids. Don't pretend it isn't. I can relate. I live in Montana. I'm just a peasant in Montana. I have to pay for billionaire Greg Gianforte's lifestyle, man. And every other wealthy corporation lifestyle. They don't have to pay taxes in Montana. All the poor peasants get to pay the taxes for them. You know, it's like the opposite of Robin Hood in Montana. What happens in Montana is, well, they rob poor people to pay for the rich people's lifestyle. That's what Tops does. Got to pay for that white party this year, man. You have to see it after a while. You know, and that's why the singles market, buy the singles market. You know, stick with the singles market. I wish you didn't have to stick with the singles market, but that's just the way it is, you know. So anyway, if you have any different opinions on this rant against Tops really, you know, being neglectful towards their Marvel Comics cards, Marvel cards in general, just doing screen grabs and, you know, asking, you know, big, massive amounts of cash, leave some comments, you know. Maybe you're a guy that says, you know, I bend the knee to Tops. Tops' finest X-Men 97 screen grab product is some of the best stuff to hit the market. Leave a comment. I'm not that guy. I look at it, I see it for what it is. It's just more lazy stuff that Tops has put out. They want a ton of money for so that they can fund their billion-dollar lifestyle. You know, that's Michael Rubin for you. We got to have another white party. Laziness on steroids. They need to hire some artists to get the stuff rolling again. You know, I just don't think they even want to do that at Tops. There's just, hey, we got the licenses, we can snuff it out like a cigarette. They won't care. These idiots won't care. Those Napoleon Dynamite Marvel Comics card aficionados, they won't give a damn. They don't know any better. It feels that way, man. It feels that way. So anyway, thank you for watching the show, for the few viewers that are still doing it. I don't know. I guess the YouTube just decided to tank my operation. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm. Thank you to my subscribers and my subscriber base in general. You're the ones why I keep doing it. If you're a viewer, please subscribe so I can improve the channel. And I won't have to continue doing the free community service forever, hopefully, which it's kind of looking like I probably will. But remember, I'm just a peasant, you know. When I look at the YouTube channels, like the sports card channels, those guys, you know, those are royalty, you know. They get to live a different life, kind of like Tops, you know, getting the licensing for Marvel Comics cards and not doing a damn thing with it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this episode. I'm out of here. Bye.